First of all, guys, scenthound this time is not going to go back to his previous videos or reviews of some of the perfumes. Not some, I think all of it I've reviewed before. Noir Ambre or Incense, Polaris, all under the Issey Miyake Low Dese, except for this Nuit Dese. Okay, but let me keep it simple. I'm going for the black line of Issey Miyake perfumes, right? Black male perfumes, dark themed, okay, more moody, right? If yin and yang, if one of it is the sparkling, bright, the original love they say with the frosted glass and a yuzu bomb, all right? So this is the other side of the spectrum. Okay, so I'm going for the black theme here, right here, okay? Now, I did not go through my previous discussion video of these perfumes because it happened some time back, each of these, and I had certain opinion at that time, and I don't want my current review to be sort of biased by that. I wanted to like give it a fresh take. These perfumes are not like at the top of my rotation, okay, because these require a bit more thought before wearing. I believe it's not something you just throw on and go anywhere, and definitely interesting thoughts and interesting discussions will follow. So what happened is when I initially, right, some time back, formed some opinion and viewpoints on this, and as you know, when you go to a perfume store, you would smell perfume A, then they will give you that coffee, right? The coffee is sort of like to reset your senses, your nose, so that you can sort of objectively assess a perfume B. So something like that. I let some time pass. I sort of forgot what was my impression of the perfumes, and now I'm sort of taking like a fresh look at it again. And in this situation, we are doing a battle of the blacks, whereby we are comparing these three. Of course, Issey Miyake got a bunch of other black theme perfumes like Pulse of the Night and other Nuit Intense and so on and so forth. But I'm just gonna talk about what I have with me right now, and I think these three are quite interesting. So let's sort of begin. Okay. Now, the gold looking one, Noah Amber, okay. Although this is the one that's called or aurum, right? The aurum is usually associated with gold, I believe. Okay, but anyway, this one has the color gold kind of color. That's how it looks to me, anyway. So the Noah Umber was launched in 2016 under the nose of Christine Reynaud. It has a top note of nutmeg, coriander, cinnamon, saffron, mid of leather, cedar, papyrus vetiver, and bottom of tonka bean, vanilla, and amber. So I would summarize this as the usual warm, spicy, how to say, leathery perfume with a tinge of vanilla on top. Okay, it's something like how you balance your perfume. For example, if you go to the classic OG Aqua di Gio, the smoky bottle of the 90s, they sort of put a pepper on it to sort of give it that balance between all the florals inside there. And here it's a lots of masculine ingredients, leather, cedar, vetiver, amber. So they sort of sprinkle some vanilla to like balance it out, which is a great touch, I think. Okay. Coming to Our Incense. Okay, Our Incense is launched in 2017 by Christian Renner as well. And this is like 1 year apart, so I think he came out with a concoction of a few ingredients, and then he decided, okay, each of the variant I'm gonna ask them to launch it each year, something like that. Probably, the whole why not all GIF. Now, the top note, rose labdanum, followed by mid of incense, pink pepper, cumin, and the bottom of leather, amberwood, sandal, and cedar, and followed by vetiver. So the how to say, cherry on the cake here, or the feminine element here in this perfume, again, like Noir Amber, with a lot of heavy masculine heavy hitting notes like incense and leather and vetiver and all that, amber, is that the rose sort of brings in the feminine balance to it, sort of to balance out the perfume. So yeah, you can summarize these two as warm spicy plus vanilla on the left, and warm spicy plus what is that, rose on the right. Okay, and finally, last but not least, we got the Polaris here, whereby it's got cypress, black pepper, bergamot, mid of agarwood, patchouli, cedar, and a base of vanilla, leather, amber, labdanum, and one interesting ingredient called gurgeon balsam. Okay, probably one of extract from a certain tree, and I don't think many what do you call it, perfume. At least I haven't seen many perfumes using that particular note. So, what to make of this, right? Let's say you sort of you are into Issey Miyake. Let's say you like the bottles, and number one, or you got a lot of nostalgia factor. You experience using the frosted glass of the Legend of the 90s with the yuzu when you were actively in the workforce, and now you may be a bit more mature, and you are liking these dark themed ones, and you're thinking like, what should I get, and so on. So I hope my words will give you something to think about. And the word think is very interesting because I find that these perfumes, some more than others, make me think. Think not in the sense of nostalgia or thinking about, hey, I've smelled this when I was a child and all, but you can even say across, how to say, millennia, or across birds even. Sorry for being a bit over dramatic. When I say before birds, it's just that of course evolutionary biology, right? Single cell organisms, multicellular organisms in the sea, and then the fish in the sea slowly start crawling into the land, and then you got all the evolution, reptiles, everything, and finally monkeys, and eventually you get the man. So if you look at embryology as well, you'll see how you sort of revise your journey every time life is conceived, right? So that means start with a single cell and then become double, and it grows multiple cellular organism, and then and even if you see an infant much early stage, it might look like a chicken. So it sort of evolves from, it's like the nature revises itself before bringing up the latest iteration of its magnum opus, right? So which is humans. So in the same way, when I think about this smell, it triggers not something in childhood, but it triggers something way back. Let's say I was born in the Middle Ages or something, right? And let's say I can be anybody, a trader, a warrior, whoever, and I'm sort of walking through this dark, cavernous building. On one side, there's a lot of how to say, artisanal work on the walls, whereby there's a lot of holes through which the sun is shining on one side, and the sun shining is sort of how to say, enhances smoke that rises up to your left and to your right, and these are all the aromatic smoke, all the wood, agar wood, all these kind of ancient perfume notes, right? That's being sort of burnt around along the pathway, and some people are selling flowers, roses, and whatnot, and then you're sort of not to say drifting, you're sort of not floating either, but you're just graciously walking like in a dreamlike state in this very dark environment, which is cut by light here and there, with some smoke and some of all these ancient things sort of striking your nose and making you feel like you're in like a dream-like, trance-like state. Okay. And maybe if you go into the entertainment areas, you might have all those maybe belly dancing girls, or all these kind of performance clowns and all that. Again, the kind of a dark, somber place with lots of fruits and things on the table, and a lot of this incense and all these kind of things. So I'm getting that kind of feeling. It's like transports me back to if I was born in the past as a trader or a prince or whatever. It's like that long of a kind of a nostalgia right there. Okay, that's way back, bros and sis. So yeah, so thinking, yeah, that's the word, right? So among the three, now which one would be the best? Okay, now first of all, let me throw out the part where it's not so suitable. Okay, I don't think it's very suitable for work purposes. Okay, you want something more fresh, something more airy, something more gung ho kind of a thing. This would though work in a formal work environment if you are the boss, number one. Number two, if you're above a certain age already and you are one of the seniors, super seniors in that environment, and you want to give off that mature vibe, okay, it might work. But otherwise, I don't see this doing so well in the formal office environment. So we got that out of the way. All right. Is it great for you to go out on a Saturday night picnic with your friends and go to the seaside? Again, no. We've got some other great perfumes that do the job very well. Okay. There are other perfumes who do that very well. And like even Wasase, Ufresh, and so on. So what is this for? This is for, well, number one, somber occasions, right? Some kind of, you're going for some kind of prayer ceremony, or somebody passed away. It's like very somber kind of a mood. If you want to be in a very deep thinking state, sometimes you want to go sit somewhere in a quiet corner in a library, or maybe your house, you have a study and you want to just pray some on and go into a deep state of reflection about stuff. This is great. Which one you ask? Okay, which one? All three sort of do the job, but I think Noy Umbre does it the best. Okay, Noy Umbre, and you will see also in various places how interestingly the popularity of this is increasing with time. Okay, so that is that. So but to keep it at a basal level of discussion, I already told you guys earlier, this is more of the vanilla, this is more of the rose. Okay, and this one has all the, how to say, if I, not to say anything very unique as such, but it's got a cumin, you can say cumin plus all the other stuff like amber leather and whatnot. Okay, that's how that distinguishes itself. So among the three, I think the bigger competition is between this and this. And among that, so that means you got a bronze medalist here, you got a silver medalist here, and I would give gold. The color, right, makes it so easy, isn't it? The gold medal to Noah Amber. And maybe when in my previous reviews I have probably had a different viewpoint, but as I told you, I made an effort to sort of reset myself and to review this again. And one more thing, I didn't go into projection, longevity, all those kind of things, because I sort of wanted to focus on the feeling that you get, the vibe that you get with these perfumes, right? Probably I'll do another video on all those other aspects, especially depending on the kind of comments I get from you guys. What are your thoughts on these things, and then maybe that will also sort of guide me as to what to do next. So it's like kind of a mixture of like you might have three ideas in your mind, and then suddenly people are wanting, let's say, idea A. So it's sort of the blend of what I'm into and what you guys are sort of into. I guess that's like a win-win thing. So yeah, this is something want to have a, what you call, intelligent application, right? In the correct place, in the correct way, it can lift your aura, give you good results. But if you go and use it in a kind of inappropriate place, then it's gonna be like, people will be like, okay, syntax error. Am I missing something? They'll be like, like you're in a formal meeting and you have all this oud and all this coming off you, and like people will be like, wait, am I? As I told you, the nose thing that give me that ancient vibe will give others also the same vibe. They'll be suddenly thinking, hey, I remember maybe I traveled to Turkey, or I went somewhere last time, or when I walked, sometimes they're distracted. They're not thinking about the work already. They're thinking like, looking at you up and down and all that kind of weird things, right? So for office, keep to the light, fresh, citrusy stuff. I think that is just a no-brainer, right? Unless you are purposefully going for some kind of, you want to give off a certain vibe. But otherwise, as I mentioned, for deep thinking, for somber occasions and all these things, and for more mature men, then these black line, especially Noir Amber, does quite well. If you can only have one, I would probably recommend Noir Amber, and of course, each person might have their own preferences, but this is just my thought, guys. Okay, and if things come to be and I managed to get Pulse of the Night and a few of the other black theme stuff from Issey Miyake, I'll also sort of share it with you guys. My reviews have a spectrum. Some are very few minutes, even 15 seconds. I even have such reviews, and to things which go on for, like this review has gone on for, I think, more than 10 minutes. Okay, so because I feel like talking this time, I'm talking more, and as I said, this gives me lots of ancient vibes, so it deserves that kind of gradual talk and discussion of the thing. Okay, so that's about it. Interesting note selection, interesting combinations, kind of cool, but yeah, some people said, why use the term Laodicea, especially when this theme is very different from what the original was. We understand the need for probably brand name recognition, and using the same bottle also contributes lower cost. All these are my assumptions. They could be a bit more bolder. I think that'll be cool. Who knows, sometimes you might be the next award if you project it in a correct way. Choose a good model and campaign, and push it a bit harder. Then you might, because sometimes you see some brands are very good, but because they seem like a 10th flanker in a series of 12, nobody really pays attention to them. So some blends, I think, require the kind of marketing and discussion and projection, right? So I hope perfume houses don't just jump into creating flanker after flanker, but try to work on quality versus quantity a bit more, okay, then everybody would have a great time. So I think more or less that's it, guys. My discussion on the Issey Miyake black theme. uh, Share your comments in the comment section, and then I will see you guys in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.